Have you guys ever wondered if a Pokemon can kill Goku? Well, today it's been answered. My friend Ping Pong Po from RPM Nation made a video about it, and he worked very hard on it. So please be sure to check it out. It will be linked in the description below. Check it out if you want to now or after the video, of course. And give him a like and thumbs up. He went really in depth about it and worked hard on it. So guys, I would appreciate if you guys really checked it out and just gave him a like. Hello guys, it's Gary back with another video. Now today we're going to be talking about what if Yugi defeated Kaiba the second time they duel in Duelist Kingdom. Now before we get on with the video, we're going to be talking about the anime, not the manga at all, and also we'll be following the English dub. So let's begin on with the video. Yugi and Kaiba duel each other a second time, but the first time was in episode 1, The Heart of the Cards. Yugi defeated Kaiba by summoning Exodia the Forbidden One. In the next episode, the Gauntlet is thrown. Yugi and his friends are watching the regional championships between Rex Raptor and Weevil Underwood. After that, Yugi gets a package from Industrial Illusions, and in that packaging contains a dueling gauntlet and 2 starships. Also a VHS for all you 90s and early 2000 kids out there. Then after that, Yugi puts in the VHS and Pegasus appears on the TV and duels Yugi, but he isn't physically there, and that's because his Millennium Eye, which gives him the ability to read the player's mind, allowed Pegasus to foreshadow the duel. Yugi loses because the timer runs out, and then Pegasus captures Grandpa's soul, and that's what sets up the main reason why Yugi is going to Duelist Kingdom. And for Joey, it's because he needs the money for his sister's eye operation, and of course for Kaiba, it's that he needs to defeat Yugi in a duel, and also, his brother Mokuba's soul is captured, but Yugi and Kaiba duel a second time in episode 22 to 24. Kaiba is forced to duel Yugi before he gets the opportunity to duel Pegasus. Pegasus said to Kaiba that you must beat Yugi boy in a duel before you have the opportunity to duel me, so you can get your brother's soul back, or at least get the chance to. So while Yugi and Kaiba are dueling, Yugi is getting the upper hand, and Kaiba decides to go on the ledge of Pegasus' castle because he must win in order to get his brother's soul back. Now this is where my what if takes place. So what if Yugi defeated Kaiba? Because the thing is, Yami had the motives of doing whatever was necessary, and later on in the series that sort of falls apart. While Yugi was the one that cared for Kaiba's life, but Yami was going to attack Kaiba before Yugi stopped him and Taya. But what if Yugi was too late to stop the attack and Kaiba did die and fall off the castle? Let's begin on with the first thing that would happen, and that would be Yugi would go back to his regular self, of course, and cry. But the thing is, in episode 25, Yugi was broken, as in Taya had to duel Mai in order to get Yugi's star chips back, and with Taya winning, he got a spark, but he was still broken. Now if Kaiba did die, Yugi would have been broken to the point where he would take off the Millennium Puzzle because he duels Mai later, and Yami is present, but Yugi is holding back Yami, and his dueling game is slacking. Mai is literally dominating Yugi the whole time. But they had a conversation, Yami and Yugi, and agreed to follow what Yugi did. But the thing is, this was because Yugi stopped Kaiba from dying. But Yugi would most likely take off the Millennium Puzzle and would be shocked and frightened that he is totally clouded to get back onto his normal motives, which was to save his grandfather. So that takes Yugi out of the picture. Now it's time for his friends. Taya would most likely be shocked and just have a similar scenario to Yugi. Joey and Tristan would kind of be shocked for a little bit, but they really don't like Kaiba, and for that reason Joey would remember why he is in this tournament and continue to fight on. Yami Bakura will be talked about later, but let's talk about Bakura in his normal state. I think that he would be frightened as well and wouldn't believe what just happened, but of course the gang will continue on. So let's begin on with Mai. Mai did change when she talked to Yugi and his friends, but the thing is, she would still be very dissonant and follow her morals, which are you can only trust yourself and not have friends in this. Bandit Keith would just laugh and say something along the lines of 2 people are out of the way for me winning. Finally, for Pegasus, now this was a hard one to think of. Personally, I believe that he would capitalize on this and take the Millennium Puzzle and still go on with the deal with the Big 5. But he would still also continue with the tournament and make it look like nothing happened, so the media doesn't get the attention, and also for his lovely amusement. What I think Yami Bakura will do in this situation is that he is going to wait until the right moment, because in episode 39 of Duel Monsters, he states that this is the right moment to take the eye. Of course, this was due to Yugi defeating Pegasus, but that's not the case in this what if. Yami Bakura will not easily obtain the eye from Pegasus because that was a weak Pegasus. The man lost all of his confidence, but we'll talk about the outcome for those 2 later. But let's start off what would happen for the final 3 contenders. Now in the episode called The Night Before, aka episode 28 of Duel Monsters, they all have dinner and there is something in everyone's bowl and it contains a letter, and those people get to duel. Now this was the order: Yugi versus Mai, Keith versus Joey, but that is going to have to get switched, and this is what the matches would be: Joey and Keith, and then the winner will verse Mai. But the thing is, Joey and Keith don't have the cards that were supposed to be given to them in the anime. Yugi gave Joey his Glory of the King's Hand card and Keith steals the card, but Yugi would most likely give Joey the Glory of King's Hand card and Joey would most likely take the Glory of the King's opposite hand the night before he versus Keith, and he would take Yugi's main goal into his own hand. Even though he doesn't like Kaiba, Joey knows what the right thing to do, and also he has Mokuba and Grandpa Moto because he did teach him everything about duel monsters. But they will continue on with their days and begin the duel. So it would be Keith versus Joey, but before they duel they're going to get asked where their cards are to participate, and Joey is going to notice one of his cards are missing, and that event that happens in the anime will occur. That's the night that Joey receives the card from Yugi. Keith will wait until Joey is sleeping and take the card. But they begin their duel because Joey still has his Glory of the King's opposite hand and they will still duel each other. But Joey will defeat Keith as he did in the show. But while the duel goes on, Pegasus will know that Keith stole Joey's card because in episode 32 he calls out Keith for it. And the same events from there will occur because Keith did cheat in the duel by hiding 2 7 complete cards under his wristband. But Pegasus will send his guards after Keith and Keith will beat the living crap out of them like he did in the anime and proceed to go to Pegasus and aim the guns at him, but in the dub they censored it. But Pegasus is smart and has a trap door and Keith goes bye-bye. Now the thing is, Keith fell into the trap door. His Glory of Hands card that he took from Joey is with him, so that's gone, and there are 2 things that will occur. The first one is Pegasus will accept that Keith stole Joey's card and will give him another one, or this would happen, and I'm on the side of this. And it's Joey and Mai duel again. Now, like Joey versus Mai duel, Yugi was in focus. Now Joey's going to have some sort of tension on his mind that he doesn't have the Glory of King's Hand card and he needs that to win the money for his Scissors Eye operation. But Joey's going to win the duel just due to the fact that he's already beaten Mai and he's already gotten a lot of training since by versing many people like Para and Dox, Kaiba, Bonds, Rex Raptor, Bandit, Keith, just like Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. Joey has potential that just needs to be unlocked, and after he defeats Mai out of her lovely kindness while getting defeated by Joey is going to give her own Glory of King's Hand card, and Joey is going to cry like he did in the original plot and thanks Mai a lot. Now you guys might be saying, why would Pegasus allow Mai to give him his Glory of King's card if that wasn't his? But the thing is, in episode 32 of the original storyline, Pegasus knows that Joey's got Mai's card and Keith stole Joey's, but Keith was beaten and banished. Since that wasn't Joey's card, shouldn't he be banished as well? In my opinion, Pegasus is very flexible on that. As in, if you got their permission, it's fine, and there was no ruling stating that someone could not give the other individual their card. And the main reason Keith was banished is because he pointed a gun at Pegasus. But now let's continue on with the duel between Pegasus and Joey, the creator of the game himself, Maximilian Pegasus. Now in this duel, it's going to be straightforward. We obviously know who's going to win, and that's simply Pegasus, who is going to mop Joey. Now in the original events, Tristan runs off to see if he can find Mokuba's body, and of course Tristan will do the same. Now when it comes to Pegasus versus Joey, after some time passes, Yami Bakura will take over Bakura and try to find Tristan, so he leaves as well. While they are gone, Joey tries really hard, but he simply cannot beat Pegasus, so he loses. While this occurs, Pegasus takes control of Joey's soul, how he did Grandpa and Kaiba's brothers, and he will do the same for Taya as well. Mai has already left Duelist Kingdom at this point, so she is clear. While Bakura is trying to locate Tristan, Tristan has found Mokuba's body in the dungeon. By then, Bakura will find Tristan, and there are these bodyguards that come in, and this happens in the original plot as well in episode 33. Tristan tries to stop the bodyguards, but there are too many. Bakura uses his Millennium Ring, which allows him to summon a monster, like a real life monster, and he uses a card on the bodyguards, which stops them. After that, a very strange event occurs. Bakura threatens Tristan to hand over Mokuba to use Mokuba's body, and you know, that's very intimidating. Like, I would be so threatened by Bakura if he came up to me with Mokuba's body. Now by this
The fuck is that? Shit! I'm dying in this fucking country ass
point, Tristan would have already knocked out Bakura and disposed of the Millennium Ring by throwing it off the balcony or Pegasus's castle's window, as he did in the original timeline. But Tristan would bring both Bakura and Mokuba back to Yugi and Taya as they are spectating Joey's duel, but by the time they get there, their bodies would already be gone, and Pegasus or his henchmen would take all 3 of them captive. From that event, evil Bakura would escape from Pegasus's bodyguards, and he wouldn't save Tristan or Mokuba because he would think that would be a waste of time to save him. Now in the original timeline, Bakura was on the balcony and let Yugi and Ko leave, and what he did was confront Pegasus. Pegasus in the what if timeline will still go to that tower where he thinks of Cecilia because he's finally taken over Kaiba Corp and will be one step closer to reviving his dear love. But this is where I had to think really hard. Who is going to win, Pegasus or Bakura? Now let's go straight into the winner. And the winner is Maximilian Pegasus. Now in the original timeline, Pegasus was defeated and Bakura took Maximilian Pegasus's eye. And that Pegasus we're seeing is a very weak Pegasus. Now a Pegasus in this timeline is a strong Pegasus, a Pegasus on another level. Because in the original timeline, Pegasus, he was defeated by Yami Yugi. And yes, he lost all motivation. But this Pegasus is even more motivated. And what I mean by that is he's one step closer to reviving Cecilia. So after Pegasus defeats Yami Bakura, he will achieve everything that he wanted in Duelist Kingdom and will take over Kaiba Corporation and have 3 of the Millennium items in total. He just needs 4 more, and this part is where it becomes totally fanfiction headcanon. Now in the Japanese, Pegasus just needs a solid vision, so it's all good for him. But for the dub, it truly gets confusing, and I really don't know what to do after this. But pretty much in this what if, Pegasus gets up on top. He defeats Yami Bakura. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this. I don't know, hopefully you guys did enjoy this. Now be sure to subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content and comment down below on what the next what if you guys want to see is.